This is a quick look at the ElkHart Indian Motorcycle.com. And the reason I'm doing this is I'm trying to set up a motorcycle website, and I'm looking to see if I can get some ideas from some other motorcycle companies. And like this right here, when you put Facebook, YouTube, what you're trying to do is get people from the social media sites to your website. So not only does this bleed page rank from your website to Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram, you should try and keep the page rank inside your own website. So you're bleeding out page rank, but also if somebody goes to like Facebook, what Facebook will do is they will look to see where you're coming from and then try and show ads for the site that you're coming from. So if somebody's coming from a motorcycle website, then what's going to happen immediately is that ads will be shown for the competition. So by sending people to Facebook, you're helping your competition market to the people who are coming off your website. So it's a bad move all around, and the idea is to get them from Facebook to your website, not from your website to Facebook. The next thing I don't like on this one is immediately, you should have one call to action. You should be trying to control the flow, exactly what your customer's doing. So by having all these different call to actions here, you're overwhelming the visitor with all kinds of information. If we click, and then scrolling down the page, I saw something sliding. I guess this is a slider here with just all kinds. This immediately looks like advertising. So when the customer sees this, they're thinking, "Oh, I'm being marketed to." So then you have banner blindness. So that you ignore this immediately. Just the nature of us, we ignore this. We've got some YouTube stuff here. When the road calls, FTR Mini, I'm not sure what that is. You can't even read the text here. The text is on a dark background, so you can't read it. Maybe make this text white. And then again, we're double bleeding the links to Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram, so we're bleeding it again. This is another website by DX1. DX1 does some terrible web designs. It would click on we've got the parts department, and let's see if the parts department, see how slow this website is? This website is terribly slow. If we say request parts, what happens? We get a thing for parts. If we say shop catalog, let's see if we can get a catalog. And again, this is a really slow website. So let's see, we've got but there's no, this is apparel and gifts, Indian motorcycle accessories. What happens if we click on accessories? Now we've got a shopping cart in here, and we've got accessories in here, so that's pretty good. They've got the stuff here. What happens on their service? Let's see their service department. If we come to service department, we say we want to schedule an appointment. And then we've got a form to fill out right here. Full inventory. What happens if we come to full inventory? The website's really slow. It takes a long time. I mean, we're still waiting. There's no way to do anything right here. It's just a blank page. So the full inventory page, everything went blank. We're waiting for another here. If we look at the website, this is Google's Lighthouse tool here. And Google says the first content paint's in 6.3 seconds. So that means Google's not able to fully spider this website. We're going to have to hit the back button here to get back. Let's go to the factory showroom and see what, again, we're not able to move around this website very well. If the first content paint's not in under a second, Google will limit how often and how deep they crawl this website. This one's in 6.3 seconds. So that means that Google's not even able to crawl all these pages. If we look at the largest content paint's in 10.1 seconds. Google's own studies, when they were trying to figure out why people leave the website without buying, or why they're, and again, I wanted to see what their showroom looked like. But when they're trying to figure out why full inventory, new Indian motorcycles, let's look at new Indian. When Google was trying to find out why people would leave their pay-per-click campaigns and not buy anything or spend any time on the website, they found that 53% of the people would leave if the website took more than 3 seconds to load. More than half the people leave if the website takes 3 seconds to load. This one takes 10.1. This is hurting their rankings. The website's not able to be spidered because of the first content pane. So this is hurting rankings. This is hurting conversions. I mean, like I said, 53% of people leave at 3 seconds. I wonder how many people leave at 10 seconds. I mean, you're losing probably 98% of the people are leaving here. So you could see just by improving the load times, if you got this load time down to say 0.09 milliseconds or 0.9 milliseconds, you would probably see a tripling, quadrupling of the conversions on the website. So right now, and we've got a schedule to get financing, see more details, and let's see what happens. So this shows me 4 in a row. This shows me 1. You know, you can really show more stuff here. I'm not sure that I don't like showing 1 in a row. I mean, showing this underneath there, I really don't like. I think I like the 1 by 1 better. Although, you know, if you're looking for a lot of information on the website, this one might be better. But if I'm just looking for a motorcycle and I'm looking for a certain type of motorcycle, then being able to scroll and see 4 at a time might be better. If we click on this, then we've got the website comes up here. We can scroll through the images to see the other image. That's a good looking motorcycle, isn't it? Then we've got the request more information, print a brochure. Again, they're trying to send me to Facebook and X now, which if I go to Facebook, it's just going to show me ads for the competition. We've got this specifications here. We've got more photos here. I kind of like this setup, but the load times are terrible. I mean, like I said, they're losing 98% of their customers because of load times, and the website's full of errors. If you've got one error, it can prevent it from working in a device. It makes it not ADA compliant. So this website is not ADA compliant. This thing has 27 errors. It's got 7 warnings. It's got 38 info warnings. So the coding on the website is terrible, but there are some things I like on the website itself. Now, what we've got over here with this one, and I want to change this image. I don't like the image. This one's in Spanish, so it is, if you speak English, it's a little hard to understand, but we've got the motorcycles here. You know, you can pick on a motorcycle, but I do like their layout better than what we've got, although we've got the engine specs and all that stuff here. You can spin around the motorcycle with the 360. You can change the colors of the motorcycle. But, I mean, I guess if you look, this might be a little overwhelming, where this is kind of simpler. You get the same information, but it's a lot easier to see. And then when you go to say service, we said, you know, what type of motorcycle do you have? Is it maintenance, repair, recall, or other? If you click on maintenance, it says you want a brake, oil change. Then you click, and then you just fill out your name, and it gives us the other information that you clicked on. Although this needs to be cleaned up a little bit here. And then for the parts, you know, you can pick on what you're wanting, and then you can pick and choose on the motorcycle parts. And then this one right here, a lot of people say you can't make it load. I mean, this one loads in 0.8 milliseconds. It doesn't have any errors or any problems. There's, you know, if you look at the coding, there's no errors or anything on the coding. But I'm just not sure how, I mean, this might be a little overwhelming with the information. And then all you get each time, well, this is print a brochure. Now we've completely left the website. I'm not sure why you wouldn't just do this on your own website, why you would have a link to leave the website. We click apply for financing. We get the financing form here, and our financing form, we need to do some work on our financing form. Matter of fact, I can't even, maybe if I'm on the motorcycle, and then you've got check availability, get financing, and then the form here doesn't have but a couple little questions on it. We need to look at that. And then this text here you can't see anymore. So we've got some things to fix there, but our page load time, we get 100% across the board here, where, like I said, and I don't know, they've got links bleeding off everywhere, and this 10-second load time is killing them, and this 6.3 for the first content pane is terrible as well, and it's full of coding errors. And like I said, it's not ADA compliant, so they could get a $50,000 fine. But there are some things on here that I do like that I need to think about. This is overwhelming here. There's just so much going on here that, we've got meet the staff, our dealership. There's just a lot going on, and people are easily overwhelmed with information. So that's a little bit much going on. They've got a nice little parts department, a service department, parts department, and the admin. So a lot of information, and, new Royal pre-owned inventory. Again, this is good for, I guess, scrolling through here. There's not much difference than if you were looking at 4 at a time. There's not as much scrolling if you're looking at 4 at a time. I'm not sure that you need this information yet. It seems like this information should come on the next page. So if I see something I like, then I click on it, and then I get the other information. That's a good looking motorcycle there. Because if you wanted to look at the motorcycle, again, this thing is so slow that they're probably losing so much of their traffic and conversions. And this didn't even show me the pictures. I wanted to see some more pictures. We got a calculate payment thing here. A lot of things block the pop-up, so this probably shouldn't be a pop-up. There's got to be another way to do it without it being a pop-up. But there are some things on here I like that I would like to change on ours. This is not one of them. But there's also a lot of things I don't like. And like I said, the load times are killing them. I bet they're losing 98% of their traffic due to load times. And this right here is the opposite of being ADA compliant. When you click on this, for it to be ADA compliant, the user experience has to be the same for somebody with a handicap as it is without a handicap. So the fact that I've got to click on something and then start clicking on stuff to try and make it ADA compliant and try and figure out what I've clicked on and how to get back. Look, I can't even get back to where, okay, now I'm back. But that makes it not ADA compliant. The experience has to be the same for me as it is for somebody with a disability. And the fact that you've got to start clicking on things and changing stuff and doing all that is the opposite of being ADA compliant. So this does not make it ADA compliant. They could get a $50,000 fine for it not being ADA compliant. The best thing to do is to fix the code to make it ADA compliant, and then it doesn't even show up here. But it's not ADA compliant anyway, because to be ADA compliant, it's got to be W3C valid, and this one's not W3C valid. So it's definitely not ADA compliant. But yeah, there are some things that, oh, there it is. It popped up now. But there are some things that I've got mixed feelings on, but there's a lot of stuff wrong with this website that's costing them money and could get them fined and sued, like the ADA compliant button down here. And they're bleeding stuff to Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. So they're bleeding links off their page rank juice. They're bleeding off to these topics that are not on topic with what they're doing. So all that hurts their SEO. And if somebody goes to Facebook, once you get them to the website, if they click and go to Facebook, now they're getting ads for the competition. So I think there's a lot of things wrong with it. It is bad that a professional, and even the link to the company. I mean, I thought I saw a link. Oh yeah, DX1. A link to DX1 is also hurting them because that's an off-topic link that's bleeding page rank to a web developer that did not design this website correctly, because a professional web developer would check the code to make sure it's error-free. Just like if you write an article, if you hire somebody to write content for you and they write an article and then they give it to you with all kinds of misspelled words and everything else, you would say, hey, yeah, you're not a professional, you didn't validate the code. If I take my motorcycle to this shop to have it fixed, and then they give it back and it won't crank up, it doesn't run, it's got all kinds of problems, it's got bolts falling off of it and things weren't tightened up, I'd say, hey, you're not a professional mechanic because you didn't check to make sure you'd done it right before you gave it to me. Yet this web design company who brags about being their web designer by putting a link in the bottom of their footer, which is hurting their ranking and everything else, goes further. And it's got, I mean, you can have 100% on the SEO, but if Google can't spider the site, it doesn't matter how good the SEO is, because they're not even going to see it. And in addition to that, it's got ranking penalties because of the largest content pane. This has to be in under a second, and this has to be in under 2.5 seconds. So this thing is not, I mean, it's a terribly designed website, although it's got some features and some other things I do like. It's got a lot of problems, mate. It's just, I would be ashamed to put the link in the footer of this website. Not only would I be ashamed to do it, but you shouldn't do it anyway, because it's hurting the rankings of the website by putting it down there. Anyway, that's my 2 cents on this website here.